Another accuser has come forward claiming sexual abuse at the hands of former Ohio State Dr. Richard Strauss.
It's okay. It's okay to come forward. It's okay. It's not normal. You have the same rights as anyone else. It's not normal as a male to be touched by another male, no matter what the age is.
That's former Columbus Fire Chief Jeff Happ, publicly identifying himself as a survivor of sexual abuse at the hands of former Ohio State University physician Richard Strauss. He says he stayed silent for years out of concern for the firefighters he led and served alongside, two of which were his own sons. Now he's retired, and he says he feels a responsibility to speak out publicly in hopes of helping other survivors. He shared his story today with 10 TV's Yolanda Harris.
Former Columbus Fire Chief Jeffrey Happ is revealing his truth, a secret he's kept to himself for years.
The last thing I want to do is, again, have this interview and even talk about it, but it has given me a sense of relief, a sense of feeling good, feeling that, wow, I don't have to hold that in no more.
Happ claims he, too, is a survivor of Dr. Richard Strauss, the former Ohio State physician who sexually abused male athletes for nearly 2 decades.
You know, he was so quiet. That's the weird thing about it. He was so quiet. That guy, he didn't say 10 words. Just drop your swords.
Happ did not attend Ohio State. He says his encounter with Strauss happened while he was a wrestler at Bishop Ready High School in the early 1980s. The wrestling team was part of a body fat study authorized and paid for by the Ohio State University and conducted by Strauss.
Some of us he massaged our genitals or touched our genitals and checked them for a little longer than what you think. And when you're a 15-year-old man, a young kid, why would I need that done at this stage and know nothing else? I've had 33 physicals in my lifetime every year on the fire department from the beginning to the end, and never once did I have that done.
Michael DeSabato, a close friend and former high school teammate of Happ, was among the first to come forward with allegations of abuse by Strauss, both at Bishop Ready and Ohio State.
To have his support today, special.
DeSabato says Jeff Happ was his hero, someone he's looked up to his entire life.
It's not easy for anyone to talk about being sexually abused. But again, that's the power of using our voice.
Both men hope telling their story will save the next kid and educate parents about what to look out for. They also want accountability from Ohio State.
I want them to recognize what they did and at least come out and apologize, public apologize and admit that there was wrongdoing.
Since 2018, Ohio State has faced ongoing criticism and multiple lawsuits over accusations that university leaders failed to stop the abuse despite complaints dating back decades. Yolanda Harris, 10 TV News.
10 TV reached out to Ohio State for comment. We received the following statement. Since 2018, Ohio State has sincerely and persistently tried to reconcile with survivors through monetary and non-monetary means, including settlements, counseling services, and other medical treatment. The university has settled with 317 survivors for more than $61 million, and we remain actively engaged in mediation. End quote. That's the university's statement there. We also reached out to the Catholic Diocese of Columbus, and the diocese issued this statement, which reads in part, in 2018, the Diocese of Columbus was notified of a former Bishop Ready student who reported that he was sexually abused by Dr. Richard Strauss at Bishop Ready during the study. Until today, the Diocese of Columbus has received no additional reports of sexual misconduct by Dr. Richard Strauss that occurred during the study. There are resources for victims of sexual violence, and we have a link to several of them on our website, 10tv.com/featured links.